comment below and make sure to subscribe.
All right, hey everybody, welcome to Building Character. I'm Rick, and today we're going to be talking about a Gen Con 2019 find in CyberPunk's Red Jumpstart Kit. This is by R.Talsorian Games, and this was a really hot item at Gen Con this year, so I figured with a copy, we might as well open it up, take a look at what's inside and what you as players of Cyberpunk are going to get when you pick this up. So in the Jumpstart Kit, as you can see, the box art is just phenomenal there. It's the fourth corporate war is over and the big dogs have retreated to their corners to lick their wounds. That leaves everyone else to fend for themselves in a shattered world. And that's just fine, you know, because you've got interface plugs in your wrists, metal in your limbs, and chips in your skull. You're wired in, loaded with chrome, and ready to take it to the edge. There's a world full of opportunities out there, and maybe this time you can do more than save yourself. Maybe. So in this Jumpstart Kit, as an introduction to the newest edition of the classic Cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game, you will get one booklet with all the essential rules needed to play right out of the box, one booklet full of world lore and adventures to run, 6 customizable characters, a set of Cyberpunk-themed dice, 2d10s and 4d6s, maps and standees to help bring the whole world together. So you can see right here on the spinner, there is one of the standees. I already took it out so you could get a look at that. But let's take a peek at what's all inside here. Just set that over here, I guess. And just say hi to everybody that's watching. We got Michael Becker and everybody over on YouTube. Hey, everybody. Gary and I can't see, it's Franklin over there. I can't see the full name. All right, so you're going to get these standee little plastic bottoms for the standees. There's the dice right there. They're pretty nice. They look very much like Q Workshop, but when you picked up the game at Gen Con, you did get a Q Workshop D10, which is really slick. All right, and then here is the Jumpstart Kit. This is the book with the rule book right here. And it's got everything you need to know, from the view from the edge, what like a timeline of what's been going on, a bunch of street slang like, let's see, cybered up, to get as much cyberware implanted as possible before going over the edge. A Ripper Doc, a surgeon specializing in implanting illegal cyberware. We're always looking for Ripper Docs. AV, common slang for an aerodyne, an automobile-like flying vehicle powered by ducted jet fans. So kind of like a drone. There's then chapter 2 is the soul in the new machine. A bunch of different characters, and I want to say it's the character on the standees right here, the Edge Runner. Yeah, which is really cool. And yeah, so lots of other rules and information to get your game started right here in the rule book. All right. Then there are some encounter sheets in here just for easy reference when going through the world book and the adventures that are available in the Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart Kit. So you're going to be able to have just some quick reference guides to all the encounters that you might see in there, which are really nice. And then here's the standees that you can see. I did pop one out. I like these right here. I'm going to put one under the overhead over here of one of the vehicles. And then there's also a bike right there. There you go. So a little vehicle and bike that you can use in the game, which is kind of nice because you get this beautiful map right here. This is the diner, I want to say, no, an office space. So you have an office space, and then there's a bar with a newsstand outside. So you could, for 2 different scenarios, like a pool hall. So you could, when you're using this, you could actually put, you know, your motorcycle out here in front of the newsstand, and then put the standees inside and do the scenario, which is really nice. And then, of course, as I mentioned, there are some pre-generated characters. You've got the Netrunner. This is Red Eye. And they're pretty slick looking. At 3, your parents bought you an old Karama LPD 12 Cyberdeck with a Zeta Tech 526 optical goggles. Very Ready Player One. You were too young for interface plugs and your life was changed. And it just basically goes on to say that you were awesome. That's cool with Red Eye. And then we've got Grease. And Grease is a fixer, which is really slick. And these character sheets are beautiful. They got a lot of all the stats and everything on the back here. Fixers, you realized fast that you weren't ever going to get a corporate job or be tough enough to be a solo, but you always knew you had a knack for figuring out what other people wanted and how to get it for them, for a price, of course. And of course, back to Red Eye real quick. As a net runner, you're a brain-burning computer hacker and master of the post-net cyberverse in the age of the red. Yikes. The standee that's on the spinner here is of a character named 40, who is a rocker boy. And if you live to rock, this is where you belong as a rocker boy. You're one of the street poets, the social conscience, and a rebel of the age of the red. So the character on the spinner there is a rocket boy. Then there's the racer. Racer's like a nomad character. And this particular one, Racer, is years ago the Corps drove your family off the farm. They rolled in, took over the land, and put rent-a-cops all over the place. But that was before the war. So this particular character, Racer, is a nomad, and they're basically roamers and homeless folk that are just up against all the corporations. Then there's the solo character. This is Mover, and Mover as a solo is you were reborn with a gun in your hand, the flesh and blood hand, not the metallic weapons factory that covers most of your other arm. That's pretty cool. Solo. And the artwork on these characters are just amazing. They definitely keep to the feel of Cyberpunk with all the tech and gadgets and everything. And now we have speaking of tech, our tech character that comes in the box here is named Torch. There's Torch. This is very nice. And Torch is, you can't leave anything alone. If it sits near you for more than 5 minutes, you've disassembled it and made it into something new, like a bomb. So that's pretty cool. So you get those characters, and each of them do have their own standee. There's a couple other ones. There's another vehicle and another like hover bike that is also a part of that. And finally, there is another map that just kind of shows, like if there was an event on a street corner, you could set something up here. Or if you're out with the nomads out in the waste, they do have a little bit of a waste scenario mat that you can use as well. So you get a little bit of everything in here, and it's just enough to get started. I want to go back to the character sheets real quick. One of the things that was also pretty neat, even though it does have a decent story about this particular character as Torch, on the back of the sheet, or on the actual statistic side, it does give you some space where you can put your own flavor to this character, giving them their own background, motivation, and goals, any friends or enemies they may encounter throughout their adventures, if there's some sort of romance potential within the game for that character, and then of course what's their personality like. So you get to add all that flavor into the character that already has a pretty nice story arc built in on the front there. So there you go. That is Cyberpunk Red, the Jumpstart Kit by R.Talsorian Games. And this will be available soon at a local retailer. So make sure you go and check with your friendly local game store to find out when it will be hitting the shelves and if they're going to be carrying it. So you can get it and put it on your table with all your friends and delve into the Cyberpunk universe, which is going to be great. Oh, and a little bit of other information. Monster Fight Club, another company out there, is making miniatures for these, and they look amazing. So check out Monster Fight Club to see the miniatures that are going to be available. And on that note, this has been Building Character, the unboxing edition. I'm Rick, and I'll see you at a game store.
watching Building Character. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.